Hey friends, how you doing? This is Ernie, Coach Ernie with 0DTE. This morning, 0DTE and Fat Tail Market Analysis. I understand I missed yesterday. I know you missed me. I missed you. But there are many big things moving here. I am doing some really in-depth analysis of the Fat Tail campaigns that we're running and produce some remarkable results, and I'm going to bring that up very soon. Not remarkable, mind-blowing. Essentially, these are trades that nobody wants to do. Why? Why? When they make more money more consistently than any trade, any strategy you could possibly conjure up. And it is really because we have been trained to look at, we're like lemmings in the world of retail trading. Most people want those high win rates. They think that is nirvana, when in fact it's exactly the opposite. This is a phenomenon that I call the broker narrative. Now, I've been in the industry for 40 years. And I started in the at least in the financial part of the industry. I had a career before finance, but let's say before the dot-com era started is when I started to get into it. And I've been involved in the construction of this industry right from the very beginning. In fact, I was a principal component in pushing forward and delivering Fidelity's first real online brokerage. And from there, I became a chief architect for Sun Microsystems, where I was involved in literally, during the dot-com era, literally building out Wall Street. My team literally built Wall Street. All the exchanges, the brokerages, the investment houses, the big banks, everything. All of them had Sun hardware and our software, and we were building their infrastructure. So I was also involved in all the brokerages and the sell side analysts and building their systems. So I've seen it right from the very beginning, exactly how they perform and what their primary goal is, which is, first of all, number one, keeping the trader safe. Sure, all of your data is safe. The transmission of or execution of your trades is safe. All of that is fine. However, they, in order to do this and doing this, they were doing their fiscal and fiduciary responsibility, but they were also out there teaching you how to trade these systems. How are they doing that? Well, sell-side analysts is a big thing. Also, perpetuating out there what are the best strategies to run. And that's where technical analysis comes in, high win rate, frequency of trades. All of these are designed not to make you money. No, they don't give a damn whether you make money. They are all designed for one thing, and that is how often you push that button to generate commissions. Period. End of story. That's what the broker narrative is all about. That is what the industry is built around to get you to do. They don't want you to making money and being in trades for a long time is detrimental to the broker. Detrimental. It kills their business. They don't want that. It costs them more money to sustain a long-term position that is profitable than you going in and out and not making money. It costs them way more money. Now, they depend on the vast majority of you getting in and getting out and basically, not really doing anything because that's their cash cow. They can rely on the people who are actually making money, who take longer term positions, even if it's 3, 5, 10 DTE. That's fine by them. Because there's only a very small fraction of people that do that. Very small. Most of them professionals. And they're sitting in the back office executing strategies that are exactly the opposite from all retail traders. That's how the industry works. So I'm here to show you how those professionals are making money and why they're taking the trades that you wouldn't ever consider. Right? And I'm going to show you the numbers, the facts. Of course, you can learn all about all this by joining our Fat Tail trading community. It's a Skool community. It's Skool, skool.com/fattail. And we'll show you these strategies. We'll show you the numbers. We'll show you the evidence, the actual trades. How you can beat the broker. Anyways, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I spent all morning doing analysis for you and just showing you how this all works. It is, like I said, a mind blow. Going to a place where you thought was completely ridiculous. You know, as an institutional trader, some of my best trades have been what I call hanging orders. These are essentially fat tail trades where we would put orders out there that were just completely ridiculous. We thought, oh, the market will never reach those. But what did it cost us nothing to do it. And then when those hit, those were in fact my best trades by far. You know, then, I don't know why at the time I didn't think, well, why don't I just do that? What am I doing, trying to waste all my time on these mind sucks? That's a good question. It's because I was still mired in this whole broker narrative, and it took me a long while to get out of it. It wasn't until I took on two very impactful mentors that had made literally hundreds of millions of dollars in the market, because they weren't part of the retail world. They were part of the broker cabal. Anyways, I'm supposed to get to the analysis, right? All right. So what we'll do is, let me just set it up for you. We're going to talk about our most primary fat tail strategy, and that's the 0 DTE out of the money butterfly, which is in fact a tail risk trade. And I've been talking about that forever because that's the lead-in for most people that are coming over this side of the fence to learn about tail risk strategies. It is close enough to their idea of a day trade because it's 0 DTE. You're trading it every single day. They like the activity. They like to get their fingers in the muck. And so it's easy then to show them this because it's close enough. A lot of people look at the out of the money butterfly strategy and they say, that's crazy. You're going so far out of the money. It's never going to hit there, until they start trading it and they're going, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Why didn't I ever trade this? Because nobody has ever showed it to you. It's because that's what they're doing behind the wall at the brokers. And they're not telling you that this is the way to trade. They're not telling you that trying to force a win. See, I keep on going down this rabbit hole. Anyways, I'm sorry for preaching. Why don't we get to the 0 DTE analysis, and we'll see what's what. There we go. So, as you know, what we do is we put on out-of-the-money butterflies, trying to capture premium every day because of that 0 DTE event when we get the fastest premium decay in the shortest time frame. And as volatility drops, by the way, that decay rate starts increasing. So on that last day, it starts diminishing how much of that premium you're collecting on that last day. And it starts decaying in the day before and the day before that. So you have to be very careful here. And the reason and the way we guard against this very different situation where we have higher gamma, less profit, more risk, is that we reduce the width of our butterfly as volatility comes down. And so on the left-hand side, that's what you see here. That's an illustration of how we're decreasing the width of our butterfly to take advantage, or at least adjust is a better word. We're adjusting to the increased risk of lower volatility. Most people think that lower volatility is less risk. No, from an options trader's point of view, it's dramatically more risk. And so we have to decrease our exposure, and that's what that is all about. So that's what we do. And Right now, volatility is right on the edge of what we call zombie land. And of course, higher volatility we call Goldilocks. Of course, chaos zone is chaotic. That's why it's called that. However, it is way better than zombie land. I'd rather be in chaos zone all the time than zombie land all the time. So just to give you an idea of how much volatility is important to an options trader. So we're taking a look at 15 to 25 wide, maybe a little bit more, maybe 20 to 30 wide, right in there. We're still in that 20 to 30 wide range, right in that area. So we're over here now. Here's where the volatility is, right? But it's easier to see here because I like to put the scale right next to the playbook. So once we're there, we take a look at what is the morning volatility by looking at a very wide, 50 wide at the money fly pre-market. That's what the big ass fly is. And we like to see, well, which side of that are we on? I don't know if I have the chart up. I don't. But I know that the big ass fly right now is above 25. It's up here. So we're leaning towards the narrower side of these flies. So in this case, if we're going from 20 to 30 wide, then it would be 20. So that's what we're looking for butterfly widths right now. 20, 25, somewhere in there. All right. And next thing we want to look at is the direction, because it is a directional trade. And you can see that price keeps on grinding higher, and we're staying above the moving average. So our directional bias is still bullish. You'll note that when I have this directional bias here, I'm like this or like this. This would be neutral. And then if it started going like this, then I would say bearish. But right now we're like here. A little bit bullish. But you'll also see that our daily moves are starting to diminish dramatically. That's a characteristic of low volatility. And one of the reasons why in this type of position, we go back to our playbook, you'll see that as we're going lower and lower volatility, we start losing interest in the out of the money the single day out of the money fly for 0 DTE and start considering higher DTEs, 1 to 2 DTE for this particular strategy. Now we have other strategies where we go further out than 0 DTE, where 0 DTE is actually 0 to 2 DTE. Then we have another strategy where we go from 3 to 5, and then 5 to 10, 10 to 30, 30 to 90. Those are all part of the tail risk strategies. The longer ones, quite frankly, are much easier to trade, far more profitable, higher Sharpe ratio. In other words, our risk-adjusted returns are way better on those, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But everyone likes to get their dirty little fingers into the muck, right? So they like the action in shorter term trades. Don't have the patience because that's how you've been trained. All right. Sorry. I can't help but get back into that that rant. But once you get into the service, you'll start realizing that while 0 DTE is fun and all, and you can really do great in that environment, particularly the way we trade it as tail risk trades, that's great. You'll find it fun. But once you start realizing that there's another world that goes out beyond that, you'll see the efficacy in that and say, wow, what the hell was I doing? Particularly those people who don't have a lot of time to trade, right? You might have a job or whatever. You can't be you might be working at home thinking, hey, no problem. I can do my job on this monitor and look over here to the right and do my trading on that monitor. But the real truth is that you're not performing on the right-hand side on your trading and you're compromising your job, right? I know who you are. I can see you right through the monitor. All right. So let's go on and we'll look at our structural situation. We've been in compression here for a long time, several days. Look at this, just going sideways, but grinding slowly higher. All right, and so today we can just plot out today, There's 9:30 to 12:30 is our, come on, there we go, where we normally will take these trades. So we're looking for a pullback into one of these structural levels. Oh, look at that, it happened overnight. Hit the bottom of this step 2 of Stairway to Heaven. And now we're trying to break out of the top of it. You can see here this intermediary line should actually be blue because it's a crevice inside of a node. No, that's not. What am I talking about, Ernie? It's not. It's not inside the node. It's outside. This is the low liquidity area between nodes. So the top of a node is red, the bottom of the node is green, and then you get here in between nodes that we call a volume well, low liquidity, although in this case it's been hanging out there. And then we're trying to break back into this node, and then to the next step and on and beyond. So we're looking for a pullback into one of these nodes, what then will take an out-of-the-money butterfly, and then hopefully price will move up into it. So something like that happened yesterday where we hit this structural level here, held and took a long position, and then positions, and then a move up into the butterfly. All right, so we're looking for the same thing to happen here as well. All right, let's take a look at a big picture of this, where we are, and the big volume profile. Let that redraw, and you can see here's the step 1. This is the top knot node right down here. Step 1, step 2, we're currently in the middle of step 2. We just need step 3 before we get to nirvana, Stairway to Heaven. 1, 2, 3, heaven. That means all-time highs. Will we get thwarted at the all-time high? That's the big question. First, we got to get to step 3, and then get beyond that. And this is like the springboard. It's like the diving board at the pool, the public pool. You know, you just get up there and boom, 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 whammo. So something like this. You know, we escape here, out, get on top of that diving board, bam. Right? That's what we're looking for. That's what eventually is going to happen in my view. And let's see, what else do we have to show you? That's it. All right. We have to go to the real cool stuff. And that is the demonstrations. So let me just get to that. Let's see what demonstrate. Here's one. You're going to love this. All right. So what you're looking at here is PyCharm. This is a Python integrated development environment, IDE, where I can run Python code. And so I'm doing a simulation of one of our strategies called the Sigma Drift. And what I'm showing you here are 2 butterflies, 50 wide, out of the way out of the money. That's why I should have had Thinkorswim up. Let me see if I can bring up Thinkorswim and show you these actual trades to show you that these aren't just theoretical trades. They are actual trades that we're running right now. And they're super far out of the money. They are 50 wide. And so you can see here, like the market, when I put these on last night, was right here. And these are so far out of the money that they cost only, somewhere between 40 and 70 cents. So, like I said, really, when have you seen a 50 wide fly cost 40 to 70 cents? You don't, because nobody trades those. Well, not nobody, just people that are not in the know don't trade them. We trade them. And there's a good reason why. And you're going to see here in a second. So I need to log into my Thinkorswim so I can show you that these aren't fake trades. I need to get the code right. Come on, Ernie, get the code right. Oh, I see. I didn't put my password in. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. I have to wait for the new code. Got it. So excited to get this to you, but wait till you see this. This is really spectacular. And when you see the performance on this, you're going to be mind blown. All right? You just, I mean, absolutely. There's just no way around it. There's no way you can't be. All right? All right. Here we go. Now, these trades are a little bit more, it's about the same price differential. So I'm going to show you these trades in real life. Well, the positions in real life. I haven't actually taken the trades, or this isn't showing you. This is showing you what the trades would cost right now. All right, so here they are. Both 50 wide, way outside the money. One of them only, the call fly is only 20 cents. The put fly is 95 cents. Interesting. So we have a little bit of a skew here. You can see they're almost exactly equidistant from the market, but the put fly is dramatically more expensive. And that's okay. I'll buy both of those for a total of $1.05, $1.15 any day of the week, right? So there's the setup. Now let's take a look at what our expectations are. And with that, we can go to pie charm, as I said, and we've simulated the trade here. So here's our two butterflies, and what we're going to do is, these are 5 days out. So what we're going to do is say, okay, in 5 days, where can I expect with this level of volatility price to land over that period of time? And then I'm going to run that 70 times. The reason why I'm running it 70 times is that, assuming that volatility stays the same, of course it doesn't stay the same, that it's going to, this is where the distribution of prices are going to be. All right? So, and volatility will go up and down and so forth, and that's all taken into consideration here. But it'll be relative to that, just so you know. That's all taken into consideration. So we look at this, and putting on these 50 wides every week, say every Wednesday, maybe, and then 2 other times throughout the month, so we get a total of 70 trades. Where is price going to land after that 5 days? Well, most of the time you can see it's going to land right here in the middle. And then a few times it's going to land outside the fly. I mean, this is all, shouldn't be totally surprising. And every once in a while it's going to land inside the fly, right? When it lands inside the fly and you go to expiration, these are massive, massive wins. But all of these wins, they are tiny, tiny little losses. $50 loss here, $70 loss there, $20 loss there, blah, 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 blah. Really, really small losses. But inside here, massive wins. Now, in order to run this strategy, let's say on average I'm paying $50 for each instance of this, both on a call fly and a put fly. That means I'm putting up about $100 plus commissions, which would mean another $5.50, $6. All right, so every day, $105 that I'm putting, or not every day, every week, 6 times a month, $5. Let's see, let's just do the math. So total, I'm putting on per side about $3,600, or about $7,200 total in a year, right? So I know that I'm going to be spending $7,200 on the cost of putting these flies on every year, doing it 70 times a year. That's what the price comes out to. All right. And in fact, in the simulation over here down in the lower left, you'll see that what the actual cost is. Let's see. The actual cost. Do I have it down here? No, I don't. I didn't put the actual cost down here. However, Do I have starting profit? Starting? No, I don't. We'll have to put all that information in here. But these are the stats. I can start with $4,000 and then just go on and put these trades on over and over and over again. At the end of a year, look what I have. What does that say? That's hard to see. That's $49,395. That's an 1,133% return. Now that's that time I ran it. I'm going to do it now. Let's do it another time. We'll run it again and see what happens. Okay, here's another run. This one didn't make as much. Only made $44,000. Boy, that's a real bummer. Let's run it again. This was way less. Only $21,000. That time I only made 430% return. Darn. Let's run it again. We can do better than that. Oh, this one's even worse. Well, that's still 430% return. We'll run it again. After a while, you're going to start getting the message here. This one made 41,000. Another almost 1,000% return, 926%. All right. That's enough. I mean, I could run this forever, and I would get a distribution. You might be wondering, well, what would the distribution look like, Ernie? Well, would you like to see that? I'm sure you would. So let me go and find where I plotted the distribution, running this 10,000 times. Where was it? Here it is. All right, so now I need to switch to my ChatGPT. All right, there we go. There's the distribution of returns. You're saying, well, what does that mean, Ernie? Well, it means that everything to the right here has been in profit. Holy crap. These are all profitable. There are no losing years doing this. That seems incredibly crazy. And so I started to analyze it and bring it through my analysis. Now, here's another analysis of distributions, also showing nothing but profit. I even put all this in here and I said, hey, what's going on here? Here's the actual trades. It says, oh, you're right to be stunned. This is live volatility skewed snapshot of exactly the type of setup we've been modeling. And it looks like reality might be even more favorable than the simulation. So here's another one where there are some losses. There are some losses. That's in the red down here. Losses. But these are the wins. Right? Those are the wins. Holy crap. What the hell? These are trades nobody wants. The trades that nobody wants make all the money. That's the reality. The trades that nobody wants make all the money. And guess what? The win rate on any of these strategies, like a single out of the money fly like that, what do you think? You're thinking, oh, it must be like 50, 60, maybe 80%. No, 10%. 90% of the time, you are a loser. 90% of the time, you are a loser. Can you handle that? Can you handle that? Can you handle losing 90% of the time if the result is that you make 500 or 1,000%? See, that's why nobody trades these. Because they look at it and they say, oh, nobody makes money out there. Except for the people that do it. Right? So if you'd like to learn more about how to do fat tail trades, there's a lot more behind the scenes to really understand when and how to put these trades on. Then go down below. We have our Skool community. It's called skool.com/fattail. Learn all about it. price of the community is negligible compared to the returns that you're going to learn how to make. Not only that, but the serene calmness that you're going to experience in this type of trading, where you have not a care in the world. It's easy. Once you get over the shock that you have to kind of sit around and wait, and you can't fiddle about and, get your dirty little fingers in that muck, and you learn some discipline and holding back, just let the market do the work. All right? And do what nobody else is doing. That's what it comes down to. And like I said, we have different ways to look at this strategy. The further out you go, the more it becomes portfolio insurance. The closer in you go, we have a number of different strategies that are close in that you can run them all simultaneously if you'd like, if you want that kind of action. All right? So there you go. There's hopefully this has been, hey, I want you to share this video so other people can see it, so you can see what you saw. Or maybe you want to keep it a secret. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. This is Coach Ernie, and I am out.